Hello there, my name's Sharon from Southside Miniatures. I expect you've seen quite a bit of my husband. I think it's my turn now. I got this house, managed to pick it up free off of Facebook. They were giving it away, so we went to pick it up. What I've done is I've stripped the whole thing out. I've given it a coat of grey paint on the walls and the outside, and I've decided I'm going to make this into a haunted house. An abandoned haunted house. I haven't come up with a name for it yet, so if anybody's got any ideas or any comments, you can put them in the comment section below, and then I will pick from there and decide what the name will be. These are the doors that came with it. This was the original colour. I've taken off the doors there, I've taken out the stairs. So I've got a blank canvas to start with. I went online and I managed to find some wallpaper to print off. I printed this off on my printer, and I've cut it into strips, which is 1:12 scale, which will be my wallpaper for the dining room. I will come back to that after I've done the flooring. I'm going to start on the flooring, so I'll put this to one side for a minute, and then we can come back to the wallpapering afterwards. I've cut a piece of cardboard the same size as the floor in the room. I've marked it on the back with a B up there, so I know that's the back of the room, so once it's all covered I will know which way it goes in. I've made my flooring. I'm going to do a stone flooring for the dining room, and I've made it out of I've cut up some egg boxes to make my stone floor. So just cut out random pieces, random shapes. Like, it doesn't really matter how you do it, it's just rough. Just cut out some shapes. So I've cut out loads of shapes here, so hopefully they'll look good once I've stuck them all down. So I've got to cover the whole thing with these stones. I'll start in the top corner. I'll pop some glue on the paper there. Just a little bit. I'm not going to cover too much because otherwise the glue will start going off before I can get the egg box bits stuck to it. Right, pop a bit in the corner there, and then just start off by sticking your tiles randomly. Try and get them so that they're not too far apart, and then you can start building up your stone floor as you go. Once you've got the whole thing covered, then I'll show you, once I've done all this, like how I'm going to paint it and fill it in. Just pop some more on there for you just for a moment, and then there we go. You can see I'm using tacky glue. I find this a lot better because I find it sticks it a lot quicker than most other glues. You have to wait too long for them to dry off and go sticky. But yeah, I've cut quite a few bits, as you can see in my tub here, so you know, hopefully it won't be I've got enough to cover it. So we gradually build up so we've got a stone floor. If you find that you've got a space that's a bit smaller, you can always cut up a bit of tile that's small enough to go in the space there to fill it in, and you just carry on building up your floor. Okay, I'm going to carry on doing this, and I'll come back to you once I've done it and we'll see what it looks like. Well, I finished putting all my cardboard pieces on from my cut out egg box. What I've done after sticking these down and letting it dry, I've covered it with a coat of Mod Podge, that's this. But if you haven't got Mod Podge, you can cover it with a coat of PVA, which will do exactly the same thing. It just seals it and stops the paint soaking into the cardboard, which is quite good because you don't have to use so much paint then. So that's it at the moment. The next stage will be I'm going to give it a coat of grey paint all over. Right, start painting. Make sure you get in, cover all the areas. Make sure it's totally covered over. And then start to look like stone tiles, hopefully. But once I've painted all this, you'll notice the difference. Right, I'm going to carry on painting this, and it's a bit boring for you to sit there and watch me paint this. So once I've finished covering it all, then I'll come back to you and we'll do the next stage, which is grouting. So that'll be fun. Okay, see you soon. Okay, I've finished painting it with a grey emulsion. Looks pretty good. I've covered it pretty well, I think. I've let that dry, and now the next step is to start grouting. I've mixed up a little bit of black paint in with the grout. Well, it's a smooth grout. I've used Spackling, which is this brand here, and it says it's easy to use, it's smooth, and it dries quickly. It's ready for painting in no time at all. So we give that a go. Okay, and I'll put some in a pot here, which will make it easier for me. I'll start filling it in. Do this all over it, and hopefully it should make my floor look nice and old. It's coming up quite nice, quite a nice colour. If you find you've got a bit too much on there, you can always use a damp cloth and just quickly wipe over, and you bring some of it off there, look, and it shows the stones through a bit more. But you get a nice texture when you use like egg boxes, you know, it gives you a nice speckled look. So I'm going to continue with that for a minute. I'm going to cover the whole thing, and then once I'm done I'll come back to you and we'll see the finished product. Right, I've finished grouting my floor now, and I think it's dry, and I think it looks quite effective. I'm really pleased with the outcome. I'll put this in the kitchen and I'll stick it down, and then gradually as I add the furniture I can age it around the furniture then and make it look a bit older than it is. But I'll show you the finished article. And I'm quite happy with that. I think it's turned out really well. What I'm going to do now is carry on and do the floor for the dining room. I'm going to do a wooden floor in the dining room, so I'll show you how I'm getting on with that. I cut a piece of card the size of the floor, and what I decided to use is coffee stirrers. I cut all my coffee stirrers up to 6 centimetre lengths, so that I can get my wooden planks all the same. I've made a start on it, and hopefully once this is all done it'll look pretty good. I'm going to carry on sticking each row, and like every alternate row, what I've done is I've cut one in half to 3 centimetres so that it staggers the planks, and then pop a bit of glue on. That's a 3 centimetre one there, and then I'll continue doing this until I've built up the whole floor, and hopefully it'll look pretty good. After I've done all this, then what I'll do is I'll stain and varnish it and try and age it a little bit. Come back and join me. I'll get this done. This is going to take me a few hours, I think, to finish all this. It's going to take me a while, so I'll carry on with this, and then once I'm done, I'll come back and show you. When you stick these on, just be mindful that they might come up a bit. So if you can, I'm popping 1, 2, 3 blocks on top to hold them down so that they don't lift like that. But if you haven't got any 1, 2, 3 blocks, any heavy item will do, just to hold it there just while it dries a little bit, and then it'll keep it flat. So yeah, I'm going to carry on now, and I'll come back to you once I've more or less filled it all up. Right, I've finished my flooring. It only took me 5 hours. Yeah, I think it looks okay. It's not come out too bad at all. I'll just pick it up and show you. And that is my floor made out of coffee stirrers. Hope you can see that. That's the floor for the dining room. Now the ground floor, I've got the stone floor in the kitchen, and I've got this floor in the dining room. What I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to stain and varnish it, and I'll stick them down, and then I'll show you in the next video, and we'll make a start on the wallpaper. I've chosen to stain and varnish it with a dark oak, because I think that's in keeping with me haunted house, so I'd like to keep things pretty dark and dingy. So I'm going to make a start and stain and varnish this dark oak. I think it'll probably need a couple of coats, but oh, I like that colour, it's quite nice. There we go. Once I've done this, then we can stick the floors in the house. I'll go over to the house and I'll show you what it looks like. Haven't really got any fixed ideas of what I want to do in the house, or what I'm going to call the house yet, so I'm just winging it. I'm just going to do it as I go along. I'm just going to make it up as I go along. I'll get some ideas from watching different videos and bits off the internet, but if anybody's got any ideas, I'd like to hear from you, because that'll help build the house and make it look pretty good. There, that's the first coat done. That looks alright, doesn't it? Right, I'm going to let that just dry for a little bit. Once that's dry, then I'm going to stick another couple of coats on it, and I'll come back to you, and we'll stick it in the house and see what it looks like. Pretty good. I'm quite pleased with that. Right, I've stuck my stone flooring down over this side for the kitchen. I've put some 1, 2, 3 blocks on it and loads of tins of paint, stuff I could find that's got a bit of weight to it, just to hold it flat while it's gluing. That's been sticking for about an hour now, so that should be okay to take off in a minute. What I'm going to do next is put my wooden flooring in the sitting room this side. This is the finished product. I put 2 coats of dark oak on there. I think that's turned out quite well. So I'm going to put this into the living room, this side, like that. I'm going to stick that down, and then what I'll do is I'll transfer my weights and tins of paint over from that side onto this side, just to hold it down while the glue dries, and then that'll all be finished there. What I've done in the centre here is I've cut some squares out of an egg box, the same media as I used for the kitchen, just to make a hallway tiled floor there. I've only taken it to there because when I put the stairs in, the stairs are going to come up to the edge here, so you won't see any of the rest. So that'll cover that. So I just needed like an entrance hall. So I will paint that and stick this down, and then I'll come back and show you what it looks like when it's all finished. That's both my floors stuck down now, and I've put a coat of paint just roughly on these tiles in the centre. I will age these floors a bit more as I carry on progressing, putting furniture in and other bits and pieces. The next stage will be doing some ripped wallpaper in the living room, and I'm going to do some cracked plaster, and we'll try and do some in the kitchen. So please join me in the next video when I'll be tackling the walls in the kitchen and the living room. And yeah, subscribe to me, press like, and join me on the next video. If you need to contact us on southsideminiatures@gmail.com, and if you'd like to leave some comments and with some ideas of what I could do with this haunted house and what I could possibly name it, I'd be grateful. And see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.